Hi, and welcome to Create and Conversate, a show where we sit down with your favorite TikTokers, influencers, and more to get to know the creator beyond the screens and numbers. I'm your host, Catherine Tinsley, and I'm so excited to introduce TikTok star Michael Judson Berry. How are you doing today?
Great. How are you?
I'm so good. So you are an actor, writer, self-proclaimed goofball, and TikTok star. How does it feel to have that introduction?
Amazing. It still blows my mind to hear TikTok star because I feel like such an old man. I'm so bad at technology. So the fact that I somehow have figured out TikTok it just is ridiculous.
And what gravitated you to the app?
So I first started on Instagram, and obviously being an actor, when I went into lockdown, there wasn't much to do. And so, like, as a joke, kind of, I started this Moira Rose parody thing on Instagram with just kind of for some friends, really. And when it did well there, I was like, well, let's see what the kids are doing. I hear TikTok's a thing. And basically just started putting the videos on there, and they just kind of blew up. And now like I love it. It's amazing, and I never understood it before, and then it was a cat video that got me into it. I remember like 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was this very large cat doing like a little dance, and I was like crying. I was laughing so hard, and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm obsessed with this app now."
And with you having over, I think, 4 million likes at this point on TikTok, what was the moment when you realized that you had gone viral and you had something going with this?
I think it was one of a couple months after I started, and I'd been getting a good amount of views, a few thousand views. And then I did this one that was basically a reminder to just like forgive yourself. It was when last summer it was getting warm, and every video I do, I always try to have like a positive message, something upbeat, something uplifting, especially in quarantine. And this one's theme was basically like it's getting warm again, and people are going outside more, and you've probably gained some weight in lockdown. So just a reminder, like if you have been eating Oreos every day, like I did, it's okay. And remember that you're simply the best. And it ended with a little dance thing. And it somehow blew up and got like millions of shares and views and likes. And that's when I went from thousands to millions. And I was like, oh, whoa, okay, this is a thing now, which was exciting. It was crazy.
And with you having a positive kind of image attached to your brand, what is your process for staying positive on the internet when there's so much negativity on the apps?
Yeah, it almost became therapeutic for me because my mom actually, who's a psychologist, smart lady, after the second video I did, that was the first one to get a couple thousand views, and she was like, Michael, if you're gonna do this, keep it positive and hopeful because that's what we all need. And so that was always sort of the challenge. I was like, how can I talk about something and always find the silver lining in that wonderfully, sarcastic Moira Rose kind of way, that we all love from Schitt's Creek. But it really became therapeutics. There were a lot of days in lockdown where I was really upset and depressed and sad or scared. And it was a great challenge to be like, how can I channel what I'm really feeling right now into something funny, but end on an uplifting note? So that was always it was the little challenge. It would be reminders to love yourself or take yourself for a walk to get some vitamin D or, find hobbies that make you happy, you know. And it really genuinely helped me too. It helped keep my mood up during this whole year.
Absolutely. And with the current COVID-19 pandemic, what has it been like establishing community online when so much of us are stuck inside of our houses still?
That's what it's been incredible. And, as someone who literally, this is, where this world is so amazing. I became friends with another TikToker, Aaron Goldyboy, if you know him. And Jason Buttigieg did a tweet, and I was like, I want to respond to it with a Moira thing for Christmas. And he had to get on FaceTime and walk me through how to tweet because I didn't understand how Twitter worked. So that's why I feel like social media, I know there is a lot of negativity. It's very easy for people to sort of attack each other. But in the other sense, it creates this wonderful community where I've gotten to know people from all over the world because like I read every DM I get. I try and read most of my comments and respond to people and say thank you. And now I've made friends with people who live in Australia, who live in Scotland, who live in Africa that maybe we've never met in person, but like we've chatted, we've FaceTimed, like we've become friends in lockdown, which is really cool. And I'm now part of this group called the Big Fab, which is a group of LGBTQ comedy TikTokers. So that's how I met Aaron and Gleefully Tim and Dylan Rattel. And we just went on a trip together to Cancun, but after 10 months of doing little Zoom comedy shows together. So it's just amazing how it brings people from all over the world together in this beautiful way.
And what was it like producing these Zoom comedy shows?
It was definitely, it was interesting. So, this woman Beth, from she's a travel agent actually from Love Land and Sea Travel. She had this idea to bring us together originally to promote LGBTQ travel, but you couldn't travel for so long, so we just did comedy shows together because the guys are hilarious. And we would do some Zoom meetings leading up to it and write some sketches and come up with game ideas and then do these live shows. And it was great because before lockdown, I did a lot of improv and I really did miss it. And I wasn't sure if it would actually work over Zoom and stuff. And we somehow did it. And the shows were always hilarious and we had the best time. We would say we were going to go for an hour, we'd go for like 3. It was really fun. And it's just amazing that we live in an age where that was possible.
Absolutely. And with you being a true creative, what has been your favorite part of expressing your creativity through all these different outlets?
It's been amazing. So before lockdown, I was an actor and I'd never probably I would never have had the confidence before to create my own work. I never really was a writer. I did improv, but that felt safer to me because improv is like a team sport. You're together, you're relying on one another. Um, Whereas creating my own stuff, it's scary. And at first it was really intimidating. Now I think it's so fun. Now I absolutely that I've sort of found this new sense of self that I think lockdown, a lot of us were sort of faced with that because it felt so sort of life or death or so like you were living in a movie. And I was like, well, when else am I going to have the courage to do? I was like, wow, I mean, the world's already shut down. How could life get worse? And so I think that's where I found this confidence. And now I found this new, I'm writing all kinds of stuff and it's incredible. And I really love sort of feeling like my own boss for the first time. It's really exciting.
And with your acting, you also starred in the film Milkwater. What was your favorite part of this film?
Milkwater. Milkwater is my first movie. We shot it right before lockdown, and then it came out in quarantine. And it's on Amazon. It's available on Amazon and a whole bunch of other streaming services. Apple Plus. We were just the editor's pick on Apple Plus. Um, what was most fun about that was the sense of community on set. Morgan, our director, was just one of the nicest people ever, and she wrote it as well. And she created this tone of just everyone was friendly, and there was this wonderful sense of camaraderie where no one was any more important than the other. Nobody had major egos. The star of the movie, Molly Bernard, who's from TV's Younger, also sort of carried that through. Where my first day on set, she gave me this big hug and she was like, "Welcome, we're so happy to have you here. I can't wait to work with you." And like, just lovely. And it just, I was like excited to get up at 5 a.m. to go to work. Just because it was just fun. And there was this wonderful sense of play where everyone, we do different takes and sort of improv little bits and try things out. And it just seemed like everyone on set was just there to have a good time and make a great movie. It
Absolutely.
was great. That was, I think, just the people was the best part.
We love that. We love when there's that community on set. But my final question for you is what can fans expect to see from you next?
So still doing Schitt's Creek videos, which still blows my mind. I keep waiting for people to be like, well, we're done. And then they still are watching them and I still haven't run out of ideas yet. And it's been a little over a year. So I'm going to keep making my Schitt's Creek videos and now working on a script a pilot that I'm working with a friend in London, who's an actor. So again, technology, amazing thing. Like to think I can write a script with an actor in the UK. So working on that and just auditioning as much as I can and sort of enjoying going back to real life a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time and thank you for all the work that you've been doing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. You're so nice.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Bye.